welcome to Rupy Tuesday. Now again, I have a really interesting topic for you, and this is all about how do I get a good night's sleep. So not me in particular, but this might be the question that you might be asking yourself. And sleep is really important for good mental health. When you sleep well, you rejuvenate your body, you rejuvenate your mind, you're able to, have sufficient energy levels during the day, and you're able to, get on with your life and be productive and enjoy life. And I know a lot of you find sleep quite challenging. So a lot of you might have heard this phrase called sleep hygiene. And that's just, a very technical name for sleep, good habits that you can build up over a period of time that will allow you to have a better night's sleep. Now, I used to really suffer from insomnia. I used to lie awake at night thinking about things that had happened, or, I didn't really know how I could manage my sleeping, and if I did go to sleep, I would often wake up, and then once I woke up, I wouldn't be able to fall back asleep, and then what I'd do is I'd sleep in the morning, and then I would oversleep, and then I'd feel really lethargic during the day, and then I couldn't sleep at night, and it was an absolutely vicious cycle. And I'm sure some of you can relate to this. So again, I'm going to give you some advice as to how you can improve your sleep quality. And if you are serious about, developing better sleep habits, then again, this isn't going to happen overnight. Do you see what I did there? This isn't going to happen overnight, but the more you practice this, the better your sleep routine will be. But you have to practice. You have to build up a habit, and research says that actually it takes about 90 days for us to build up a successful habit. So honest guys, please just stick with this, and I promise that you'll probably end up seeing some results. So number one, you need a good regime at night. And what do I mean by regime? Well, when I was living with my family, I never really realised, but we always had big lights on all the time, even at night. And then I moved into my own apartment, and I realised that actually I wasn't really a fan of big lights on all the time. So about a couple of hours before I knew that I was ready for bed, what I do now is I put on different lamps, and I have low lights. So basically what that means is there's not all these bright lights everywhere. I put on these lamps, I put on some scented candles, and it just kind of winds me down for the evening, and I get really relaxed, and I might watch TV while these lights are on, or while these smells are out there, and I just feel really calm. So I ensure that I, finish my work, whatever I'm working on, about 6 o'clock. So that's another one. Number two is to ensure that you have your deadline for your task for that day. So ensuring that you, set yourself a time where you're going to finish your work activities. Don't work on through the night, and then get your low lights on, get your scented candles on, and just learn to chill out and switch off. So another mistake that I always used to make, and this follows on from the last point that I was talking about, was I used to always work until the late evening. So I used to work until about 10 p.m. And what this meant was, people say, well, I'm self-employed, and if I don't work this late, how is the work ever going to be achieved? Well, trust me, if you're not sleeping well, the quality of work that you might be producing won't be that good either. So it is really important to not work too late in the evening. So I say if you can, have a switch off point. So if you can switch off at 6 or 7, which is still quite late, do so. So maybe if you're known for working late in the evening, maybe you could try, instead of finishing at 10 p.m, finish an hour earlier at 9 p.m. and start working your way backwards. And what that will mean is you're actually going to bed earlier, so then you're able to have longer periods of sleep, and you're able to feel refreshed in the morning. So yeah, don't wait too late, because what that also means is that at night time you're going to be filled with ideas about what you were working on and how you can improve things, rather than being actually able to focus on sleep. And number 3, make sure you actually, have comfortable things to wear in bed. Make sure your room is a relaxing space for you. And I know that this sounds like all common sense, but honestly, common sense sometimes goes out the window when we're trying to achieve what we want to achieve. So, your room has to feel welcoming, it has to be calm. You can't have clutter in your room. So I always say a cluttered room equals a cluttered mind, which is not very good. So, have you got work folders in your room? Is your room full of assignments that you've completed? Is your room full of reports? If so, you need to get those things out of your room so your room's not cluttered. Secondly, is your bed nice and relaxing? Have you got the sheets on that you find comfortable? And have you got appropriate nightwear that you're going to be comfortable in? And also related to this is the temperature of, your bedroom. So if it's too cold, you might not be able to sleep. If it's too hot, then you're definitely not going to be able to sleep. So work out what kind of temperature is best for you. And then finally, I think a lot of us now are very attached to technology. We'll look at our phone and we'll look at social media before we go to bed, and we'll look at it straight away when we wake up. What I want you to do is, I want you to put your phone in a different room when you go to sleep. Put it on loud though, if, say in case there's an emergency and someone needs to get in touch with you, but put it in a different room to where you sleep if you can. Research has shown that your phone can emit certain waves, and this can really impact your level of sleep. So you should, get your phone out and into another room. Secondly, for those of us who have iPads and TVs, switch them off. So too much stimulation can be bad for us before we go to sleep. So we want to really, cut out the technology which is in our room, especially from screens such as iPads and phones, because they emit blue light, and blue light is really bad for us. It affects our melatonin levels, which is a sleep hormone, and so we won't be able to sleep as well as we could do. So once your technology has been removed, obviously you might want to find an activity that suits you. So maybe you want to read a book before you go to bed, getting a good habit of reading a book. Or maybe you can even practice something called mindfulness before you go to sleep, and that's a whole other video blog. But yeah, just try these small steps over the next 6 weeks and let me know how you get on. And I want to assure you that if you do these things, then you're putting yourself in a good position for yourself to get a better night's quality of sleep. And all of the stuff that I'm talking about is backed up by scientific research. So thank you very much for your time. If you enjoyed this video, then please like, subscribe and share amongst your friends and family, and I look forward to seeing you next week.